Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. We're going to be finally looking at the remainder of the Paradise Dragona set, which is of course going to be part of our Surging Spark set in November. So it's the first half of the set here. We have all the cards finally revealed from this Paradise Dragona set. Not gonna lie, the set is a little bit of a letdown. I don't feel like there was really that many good cards revealed in Paradise Dragona, apart from a couple. We're going to look at it regardless here and look at the remaining cards. We do have a new EX to look at, a brand new tool that might be decent, and a couple of new single prizers that also seem kind of interesting. Nothing too crazy did get revealed, but I wanted to look at the rest of the cards in this set regardless here in today's video, even if it was a bit more of a lackluster set. I'll leave a link to PokeBeach down below the sign I'm using, and let me know what you think of the Paradise Dragona set down in the comments below. What card are you most interested in? And let me know what you think of the new cards revealed today. So yeah, let's get into it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We're on the road to 17,000 subs. And if you go on to enjoy the video, leave a like and all that good stuff. So starting things off here, there's a new Delmise and a new Zarude. Nothing too crazy on both these cards. Delmise just has the ability to put 2 Pokemon for discard into your hand and then does 80 damage, discards all tools. Zarude can do 160 if you put all energy from it into your hand, but they're not really doing anything too crazy here. Also, the Zarude can't even 1-hit with Charizard EX, so, like, pretty bad stuff. I'm not going to lie, this set is kind of a letdown. Not going to lie, this set is a bit of a letdown. There's a Bruxish here. Again, not a very good card. It's got that ability where it takes damage. You put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon, and its attack Big Bite just makes it so Pokemon can't retreat. Like, pretty bad card. Nothing too crazy there either. Noosa Titans, also a bit of a letdown. It does have the ability where it takes 30 less damage. It has a whopping 180 HP for a Stage 1 prizer, but it only does 150 for 4 energy, so just kind of needs too much energy to operate, and unfortunately, just another pretty mediocre card. Which I feel like a lot of the cards in the set are just flat-out mediocre. We even got a brand new Tapu Lele. We haven't had a new Tapu Lele in a while. Does have the attack Perplex, does 20 and then confuses the opponent's active Pokemon, and then does Mental Crush, does 180 if your opponent's active is already confused. Just, again, pretty mediocre card. We've had better Tapu Leles in the past, and unfortunately we just couldn't have gotten a better Lele here, because it is a pretty iconic Pokemon in my opinion, from Gen 7. But, unfortunately this Lele doesn't do anything too crazy. We've looked at the stuff here. We've looked at the Flygon, Excadrill here. I don't know if we've looked at yet, but nothing crazy either. It does have Digging Claw, can do 1 for 20, discard the top card of your opponent's deck, and then does 60 damage. If you have any bench metal Pokemon, does 80 more damage. So, again, nothing too special there. I mean, I guess you can, like, bench something metal, and then you can do, like, a decent bit of damage, which isn't bad, I guess, but overall, kind of mediocre. We've looked at the new Passimian, new Landers we've looked at. There's a new Graplock here, which I guess is kind of worth looking at. It does have the attack Tentacle Rage that does 130 damage, and if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack can be used for a single fighting energy. So essentially this card can do 130 damage for 1 fighting. Now that's actually not too shabby. Now you do have to have damage counters on it, of course, but there are ways you can do this. You can play Gape Jaw Bog, you could play like Damage Pump or something to like move a damage on it. There are ways to power up Graplocked through the effect of the attack by getting damage on it, and honestly, I mean, 130 for 1 isn't bad. If Miraidon and Iron Hands continue to see play, this card actually could be kind of good. And I guess Terapagos maybe could be okay, but yeah, overall, Graplocked isn't a bad card. Not the worst card we've looked at so far in this video. Nothing special, obviously, but it's not terrible. I mean, the attack is kind of cool. 1 for 130 isn't the worst thing ever. Looked at most of these. We did get a new Iron Crown single prizer here with the attack Deleting Slash. That does 40 damage, and if your opponent has 3 or more bench Pokemon, you do 80 more damage. So, of course, if your opponent fills their bench up, you can do 120 damage. It's kind of a decent counter to Shempao, I guess. If that deck ever continues to see play in this format, we do have this Iron Crown. Could be good in like a future 1-prize toolbox deck, because it is a decent, efficient 1-prize attacker with an okay type. But other than that, I mean, again, just kind of, yeah, it's okay. Again, you can increase some of the damage it does. You can do 120. You can make it do like 160 to 180 out of nowhere. I've obviously looked at the Exeggutor, new Altari I've looked at, Dialga I've looked at, but we did get a brand new Palkia revealed here with Space Crush. That does 40 damage, and it does 40 more damage for each basic energy attached to this Pokemon. Now, it does require a Grass and a Water energy. Keep in mind, being a Dragon Pokemon means you could theoretically play this within Regidrago if you wanted to, though I don't think you would. Because 40 times for each energy on this Pokemon isn't great. If it did energy on both Pokemon, this card actually would have been a little bit better, obviously, but it only does 40 for the energy on itself. It's doing 80 damage base with, like, the 2 energy on it. It does require Grass and Water, which is kind of an awkward energy requirement, so Palkia is just kind of, like, mediocre also. Yeah, both Palkia and Dialga are just kind of mid. I mean, I guess Pokemon didn't want to go overboard and print like a broken dragon for this set, but Palkia definitely isn't anything too special here. New Turtonator did get revealed with Burn to Crisp, discard energy on your opponent's active Pokemon EX, and then does 100 damage. Again, pretty underwhelming dragon Pokemon. Like, I wonder if Pokemon just toned down the dragons in this set because they didn't want to like reveal anything super duper broken for Regidrago to abuse. We have looked at the new Braviary here. Now, there is one new brand new EX to look at, and that is, of course, Cyclizar EX. Now, it is a colorless basic Pokemon. Now, keep in mind, colorless Pokemon do get a lot better within Stellar Crown. So even though right now the Cyclizar looks kind of mediocre, it's actually like a little bit better if you take context for the fact that you can play a lot of the colorless Pokemon like Bouffalant and Fanrodom, and you can also play Glass Trumpet in the deck, and Crispin. So it's 2 attacks here. First attack, Breakthrough, for 1. Does 130 for 3 colorless energy, and you do 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. 130 is like kind of underwhelming damage. I mean, you are going to 2-shot other big basics, but it's something to write home about. I think the better attack is actually that Zircon Road attack that for a Grass, Fire, and a Psychic Energy does 180 damage, and then you may draw 5 cards. Now, keep in mind, 180 is not bad numbers, but the big effect is that you get to draw 5 cards. That is kind of crazy. Now, it says you get to draw 5. You don't have to draw 5, but I do like the effect of drawing 5 cards. I mean, that's pretty OP, to be honest with you. There have been other Pokemon we've seen before that let you to, like, draw 3 cards when you attack, but drawing 5 cards is kind of insane. I mean, if you're looking to make any combo pieces happen, Cyclizar does have your back. And like I said, being a basic, you can play Bravery Charm and Bouffalant with it to give it a little bit more bulk. So it's not a totally unplayable card, because I think before Bouffalant and stuff came out, this card would be bad. But because we have the context of Glass Trumpet, Bouffalant, Fanrodom, Bravery Charm, this card actually could be a pretty decent, tanky, basic colorless Pokemon. And I mean, drawing 5 cards is kind of insane. I mean, if you're looking to combo piece together, you can do that easily with Cyclizar. So honestly, not a bad single prize or basic. Nothing to write home about. Like, I think it is obviously worse than Terapagos, but it's not bad at all. Like, I kind of want to highlight this. The Cyclizar is actually somewhat playable. There's another Cyclizar EX in the format that's unplayable. Well, this one actually could be, like, decent. A couple more items. We've already seen these already. We did get one new item revealed here, the Pasho Berry. Whenever the Pokemon, this card is attached to its damage by an attack from your opponent's water Pokemon, this Pokemon will take 60 less damage from that attack. So you are taking protection from water Pokemon. There is some benefits to that. Now, this card is coming out while Palkia V-Star still might be a meta deck. We'll have to see where Palkia goes with Stellar Crown. Palkia so far is looking to be one of the best decks with Stellar Crown, and if that holds true, Pasho Berry actually might end up being decently playable within the format if your deck has a bad Palkia matchup. Like, I'm not saying this card is amazing, because Palkia can obviously play, like, Lost Vacuum in the deck to counter it, but if Palkia is not playing Lost Vacuum going into this format, Pasho Berry could be a decent counter to Palkia. Taking 60 less damage does give you a little bit more protection against Subspace. Well, you can also, I guess, use this against Radiant Greninja too, to a degree, but yeah, there are some water Pokemon in the format that this card could be useful to have against. So, not the worst berry. To be honest, I think out of the 3 berries, the Fire Berry, the Psychic Berry, and now the Water Berry, I think the Water Berry here is probably the best berry we have so far, because at least it does give you a little bit of protection against Palkia, which could be relevant in the format. We'll have to see on that one. And finally, there's like one new supporter card that got revealed the other day. It's Dragona here. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Flip a coin of heads. You draw 8 cards. If tails, you draw 3. So a bit of a double-edged supporter. It's very similar to the supporter card Lucian, which is like Iono, but you have to flip a coin. You either draw 3 to 6. Where Dragona, you yourself only get to shuffle, because Lucian does both you and your opponent, and you can draw up to 8 cards, which is kind of good. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 8 cards is a very powerful effect. The problem is, it's on a coin flip. If you flip tails, you draw 3. Now, I guess you could offset this by playing like a draw engine, like a Bibarel in the deck, but I would probably just say skip playing Dragona in your deck. Like, it's a cute idea, but I don't think the supporter is very good. It's a little too risky for my liking, and that is a bit of an issue. That's a cool effect, though. But we already have, like, I think Lacey coming out within Stellar Crown that lets you shuffle and draw 8 once your opponent has taken, like, 3 prizes, I think, which is arguably a better supporter than this. So I don't think Dragona is very good. And yeah, there you go. Those are all the new cards revealed within Paradise Dragona. Overall, I think this mini set's kind of mid, to be honest with you. It's not really a mini set. It's half of our Surging Spark set. But it continues the tradition that the November set seemed to be a little bit underwhelming, and this set does feel a little underwhelming. Counter Gain is a decent card. I think Counter Gain's good. I think The Dragon's Potion could be okay. We might see Hauper Bell be good. I mean, Cyclizar and, like, maybe the Alolan Exeggutor are probably, like, the two best cards. I guess Arc Ralladon isn't bad either. But, like I said, this set is a little underwhelming. There isn't really that many, like, playable cards in the set, in all honesty. Like, nothing too meta-shifting, in my opinion. Just, like, upgrades to, like, other archetypes, and maybe, like, one new archetype with Arc Ralladon. But let me know what you think of the new cards down below. Again, not the greatest cards got revealed, but I wanted to look at the rest of the cards in the set, because there were a couple that were worth talking about, like the Cyclizar and the Pasha Berry. But let me know what you think of them down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. I'm sure we'll be getting more cards revealed from the Supercharged Breaker set, which is, of course, going to be the other half of Surging Sparks, which we'll see the Pikachu EX and stuff revealed, and I'm sure that set might offset how underwhelming Paradise Dragona was, so we'll have to see on that one. So I'm sure we'll see some more new cards revealed in the next coming weeks for Supercharged Breaker, but hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, I'll catch you on another video very soon. Bye-bye.